Jacksonville, thanks for waiting. You had questions about morality. I don't know if we've already touched on them.
Yes, sir. I had a few questions. First, I had a line of questions. First off, I want to say all praises to the Most High.
Thank you.
And off being fair, I would like to let you know that I'm what you would call a pre-Constantine Christian. So
okay.
I just want to be fair to y'all. Okay. Sir, can you give a dissertation on how being an atheist is right?
Dissertation. Okay, so how being an atheist is right. I'm not gonna pester you with a bunch of questions. I'm just going to see if I can give you an answer that's fine. Atheism is the position of not accepting that a God exists. And sir.
Can you give me? Let me ask the question again. I don't think you heard it.
I heard it.
Give a dissertation on how being an atheist is right.
He's getting to that.
I'm getting. First of all, I wanted to define atheism as the position of not accepting that a God exists. And if, in fact, you are unconvinced that a God exists, then being an atheist is right.
Okay, is that your answer?
Well, maybe if you clarified a little bit more what you were looking for. Is what you're really asking, how do we prove there is no God?
This is not a loaded question. It's simple. How is being an atheist right? That's
okay. What do you mean by right?
Well, since you don't have the answer to that, let's move on.
No, Daryl. This isn't about not having the answer.
What do you mean by right?
Do you want the answer? I'm asking you what you mean by right.
Yes. How is that good for society? Like, if you ask a Christian, if you ask a Christian how being a Christian is good for them, they may go into things like, okay, it affected my morality here. It stopped me from doing this here. You know what I mean?
Yes, because
things in their life.
Because Christianity is a packaged worldview that includes a lot of things, and atheism is just, I don't believe there's a God.
Okay.
So the things that inform my morality and my position in society and what I do, that is not founded on the fact that I don't believe in God. It is, in my case, secular humanism.
Okay. On the lines of morality, what is your take on bestiality?
What is my take on why is my take on bestiality? I don't know why my take on bestiality is relevant, but apart from disease issues and the fact that I don't know how you can get informed, enthusiastic consent from an animal. If you could get informed, enthusiastic consent from an animal, I'd have a hard time finding out what the objection is. But you can't. But you can't get informed, enthusiastic consent from an animal. By the way, we're animals. But since you're not an animal?
Are you a vegetable?
I mean, saying that's what you saying. But go ahead.
Well, that's why we asked you. Do you not think you're an animal?
No. You made a statement. You said that we're all animals. I don't want to jump around. Let's just answer this question.
All right.
Your take on bestiality, is that the same for your friend over there?
What's your take on bestiality?
Yeah, I would go along with what Matt said. What is your take on bestiality?
Well, I'm not here to answer the questions. I'm just asking y'all the questions.
You don't want to have a conversation here. You just want to.
Well, I'm sorry. You're right. In fairness, yeah, you're right. I thought it would be self-explanatory because I said that I was a pre-Constantine Christian. So, they believe in the laws, statutes, and commandments. So, we stand in a place where bestiality is immoral.
Okay.
According to our laws.
Yeah, I have loads of objections to bestiality, primarily along the lines of disease issues and perhaps even its potential issues on psychology, that people who might be engaged in this sort of thing may have other issues that deserve treatment. But when it comes to, and the fact that you can't get informed, enthusiastic consent from an animal. So on those grounds, I'm opposed to bestiality. And I'd like to point out that those grounds are actually rooted in the facts about reality and not what some old book said.
Okay. Well, I just asked because I've questioned other atheists, and one atheist said if it was okay with the laws of the land, he had no problem with it.
Yeah,
so I don't.
Daryl?
Yeah. I understand that.
My position on what is or isn't moral is completely separate from what the laws of the land are. I think the laws of our land are grossly immoral in many areas.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you said that. But I'm just saying what another atheist said. Yeah. And that was my point, that you atheists need to become more uniform.
No. Didn't you hear earlier? Didn't you hear earlier when Matt said all atheism means is you don't believe in a God? Why would you expect that to be uniform?
I would agree with you that if there is in fact a right position, everybody should hold it, atheist or not. I'm only objecting because what you're doing of suggesting that atheism should have one single position on the morality of, let's say, bestiality or whatever, has nothing to do with atheism. Your position on a moral issue has to do with what the foundation of your morals are. In my case, secular humanism. I would like it if every secular humanist agreed, but the nice thing is that we are not perfect thinkers, and so we engage in arguments and disagreement to find better ways to live.
We're not perfect thinkers. Okay.
I'm not aware of any.
All right.
Do you know a perfect thinker?
All right.
Not all atheists are secular humanists, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to deal with that. Can I ask you another question? When it's on the same lines of morality, when it comes to homosexuality, what is the atheist stand?
There is no atheist stand on anything. The atheist stand only applies to God, whether or not you believe in a God. If you believe in a God, you're a theist. If you don't, you're an atheist. There is no atheist position on anything else. The only thing we can tell you is what our positions are and why.
Yeah, we can tell you what we think, but we can't give you the atheist position.
Atheism is not like a religion alternative.
Yeah, y'all not uniform. It is a religion. But,
no, atheism is not a religion.
Okay, well, that's what you saying, but I could prove that it's a religion.
Okay, prove it. Prove it.
Prove that it's a religion?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let's take our time with it. Okay. So, y'all seem to be a little hot and bothered here. Let's calm down.
Daryl.
Let's calm down and I'll ask you the question. I'll prove it.
Daryl.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Here's the thing. If I were to tell you what Christianity is and isn't, how would you react?
I'm not a Christian.
Pre-Constantine Christian, I think you said, right?
That's a totally, because Christianity today is
it's not.
It's paganism. It's paganism.
No, pre-Constantine Christianity isn't even a thing, Daryl. It's not a real thing.
Well, that's what you say.
Okay.
Aren't you getting a little hot and bothered?
The thing is, if you call in to tell us what atheism is, you're going to look ridiculous. Why don't you listen to us tell you? Why don't you listen to us tell you what atheism is?
Sir, I asked that question and you had no answer. So
that is a damn lie, Daryl.
I told you that it was a religion.
Daryl, that's a damn lie.
It was a religion.
Your ass is on hold. That's a damn lie. You didn't ask us what atheism was, and we didn't have an answer. You asked us whether or not atheism was right, and I started with an explanation of what atheism was, and you interrupted. I've tried to solve this problem at the outset by giving a clear definition so that we could have a conversation, and you interrupted that, and then you tap danced around and you came up with your BS bestiality thing as if that has any relevance to any of this. And we've repeatedly pointed out that atheism is a single position on this, and now you are trying to lecture us on what atheism is. Do you not see how absurd you look?
I want to try to give the lecture, sir, because you asked me a question regarding how do I know that atheism is a religion? Yes. So I was trying to answer that question.
Well, you were also lying.
Went into that.
You were also lying about what you had previously asked and whether or not I had an answer.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but the answer that you gave was kind of,
beyond your comprehension?
No, it was kind of vague. You really didn't answer it. Like you say, I tap danced around, but you tap danced around your answer, and then it was kind of like,
what's vague about atheists don't believe in a God? What's vague about that?
Well, I mean, you are being used as a arm of Satanism.
Okay,
are you familiar with
Darryl? That's a brilliant argument that is completely irrelevant. You just keep asserting things about us. How do you know we're being used as an arm of Satanism?
Are you familiar with Albert Pike?
No.
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 No. I may be, but the name's not ringing a bell.
All right, it's a Jewish man named Albert Pike.
Yeah, what the hell does that have to do with atheists being used as pawns of Satan? How do you demonstrate that?
If you let me answer the question, I will, without cutting the man off.
I'll cut you off permanently if you don't actually get to the point.
Albert Pike wrote a book called Morals and Dogma, and in the book he predicted the 3 world wars. And in the 3rd World War, he said that we shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists.
Call me back after the 3rd World War. Jacksonville, thanks for waiting. You had questions about morality. I don't know if we've already touched on.